All right, my guest just joined me. I'm so excited because you know I love girls that tell it like it is and don't give a shit what people think. She's one of them, Bella Thorne, promoting her new book, The Life of a Wannabe Mogul, Mental Disarray. The book is out July 23rd, and it's definitely something you guys want to pick up, all my bookworms that I know that's out there. Bella, how are you?
Good. I'm a little sad because I don't get to touch you. I know that sounds weird, but I kind of wanted to hug you.
I kind of wanted it too. Trust me, I'm a huge fan of yours. I think you're awesome. You're beautiful too, by the way.
Oh, goodness. Oh.
I do think you're one of the prettiest girls ever.
Thank you. I'm feeling uncomfortable now. I don't know what to do with the compliments.
You're so cute. I woke up with like gonorrhea of the eye. So I'm like, oh my God, I have to put on sunglasses today.
Well, so, you're really hiding it well.
Thank you. Let's talk about your book, The Life of a Wannabe Mogul. What does poetry do for you that songs can't do?
I mean, I think a lot, you know, unfortunately with music, it always seems to have this boundary of what you can and can't do, how long a song can and can't be. Whereas, you know, it used to not be like that. Some of the best songs of all time are 9 minutes long.
Plus you have to answer to people. Yeah. There's always someone that has to prove shit when you're writing.
Yeah, exactly. Am I okay to curse?
Yes, you're totally allowed to curse.
Okay. I was like, this is going to be hard.
Oh, believe me. Trust me. We've been fucking swearing for the last 15 minutes.
Okay, good.
Constantly.
Great. I'm fitting right in here. But yeah, I think that music has a lot of boundaries that, you know, you feel like you kind of have to, stay in. And poetry to me really just doesn't have that, you know. It's not like it has to even rhyme in a sense. It's not like it has to do this. It doesn't have to be, you know, 4 bars here and then 8 here. It's just like poetry is, you can really make it whatever you want, and that's very much what I did with this book. Like, you know, I've got the longer written pieces that are really deep and dark and talk about a lot of stuff, and then I've got, you know, more of my poetry pages, which are a bit shorter and sweeter and about like this much, you know, and it's and those feel much more I feel like poetry, and
you get pretty personal.
Yeah, I do. I get very Tana actually, she said she started reading it and she was like, whoa, B, I don't even know some of this shit about you. Like, a lot of this shit. Like, don't you feel like this isn't a good idea? And I was like, why isn't it a good idea? And she was like, I don't know. Like, it's just so
raw.
Ugh. And I was like, well, I'm an open book. Read me, bitch.
See, but that's what I love about you too. And I'm like, I think people respect that. You know, there's always going to be some people that give shit, but fucking A, like, life's too short to give a shit what people think.
Mm-hmm. That's true. It's a hard one to really live by, but it's true.
How long have you been writing poetry?
I mean, I've always loved writing in general. I'm writing a series right now. I've written shorts. I write all the music videos that I direct, and I love writing in general. I think it's always been I had 3 books out when I was much younger, you know. So it's just
cathartic.
Yeah, but poetry itself, I kind of started writing more actual bass poetry when I turned 18. And it really took me a while, like 18 to 19, really finding myself of like who I am, who I don't want to be, and who maybe in some alternate universe I'd like myself to be that person. And that was an interesting thing. And so a lot of my poetry kind of stems from about like these 2 years of, you know, figuring it out.
We've watched so many people in the business, and you've been working ever since you were little, have gone through that transition from Disney star to, you know, an adult, you know, actress, writer. You've got pretty much everything on your resume now. How hard is that transition?
You know, yeah, it's definitely difficult. It's fucking hard.
Right?
It's just everybody wants to put you in every aspect of life in general. They want to put you in a box, but specifically being with the background of that box is really, really tight and small, and it's wrapped like the most perfect present you've ever seen, and it's unattainable. It's completely unattainable. And to even think that is something, I think that's why a lot of people say like, oh, we're going crazy or whatever. It's not we're going crazy, it's just that we can't obtain this perfection. that you think that we are, in a sense, or that we were, or that this channel made us, you know?
Right. To keep up with that identity is exhausting.
Yeah, you think that we're going crazy, but really we're just like, I can't do that anymore. I can't fake this anymore. I can't live in this character you so badly want me to be. And for me specifically, I was always like, you know, like when I first walked into that room, I was like, from a little girl, I was just out there, you know. They always knew that I was going to be like, I was always a rebel. I was always like, just like, what up? I'm here, guys. Like, you know, I was never the
princess.
Yeah, like that was quite obvious. Like
that's why me coming right in with Playboy was so much easier for me, because there's only where I can go but up from there. You know what I mean?
I don't think so. I feel like that's probably one of the more difficult things to do, to be comfortable enough with yourself and other people's opinions, because as much as you want to not give a shit, every single opinion that is told right to your face, it stays with you, and it
does,
and it creates a little bit of an insecurity. And if you keep digging at that, the wound only gets bigger, and then you start to look in the mirror and say, do I actually not like this, or do I? Well, and to even get to that place, I think, you know, that route is honestly really difficult, because it's pieces of you that are so vulnerable, and you have to be so strong to give that to someone, and to give that to multiple people, and let them judge you, and try and like get up in the morning and still feel good about yourself.
That's key, is you have to be so strong, because remember, I mean, anyone can relate. In your late teens, early 20s, you're so desperately trying to figure out who the fuck you are. So doing that in a public stage, fuck that.
Naked.
Yeah.
Naked. Literally.
Your most vulnerable state, you know.
Right.
Totally. So I want to talk about your cannabis company. You're coming out with your own line?
Oh, yes. Uh-huh.
Oh, my God. That's awesome.
Yeah, we out here.
Is it true that they say you can't get high on your own supply?
I don't think that's my weed is the only weed that I smoke, so I don't think that's true. I'd be smoking.
It's so great. I mean, we just got legalized here in Illinois. I cannot fucking wait. So then when will it come out, your line?
I don't actually have an official date on when it actually drops. Right now we're in the middle of making the packaging. We've been making the weed, and we're really excited. We have like I don't want to say this and get fucked up the ass, but we have like the highest CBD count in a strain or something.
Nice.
And so we're pretty proud over here. We're feeling pretty good about ourselves. Yeah, and it's beautiful. It's literally grown in a glass house. I was looking to partner with a few weed brands and do obviously my own line, and so many of the places I visited and checked the weed, it's just watching these plants grow inside is really weird, because it's just not technically how it's supposed to be, you know? Like, that's just because we're making it like this to make more and make more and make money off of it. But really, they're supposed to be growing outside, not in air conditioned with things flowing through. Like, that doesn't make any sense. And that was always a hard thing for me to come across. And then I found this company that was willing to make the weed with me, and they just grow it literally all in a beautiful glass house. Like, it's amazing.
When it comes out, you have to promise to come back and promote it here.
Okay, yeah, come drop you guys off some.
Oh,
but
yeah,
it's New York.
I'm talking to Bella Thorne. She's got a new book, you guys. It's called The Life of a Wannabe Mogul, Mental Disarray. It's out July 23rd, I should say. You're so open and honest, which I love. You talked about being in a thruple for a while, which sounds like so much fun. Is it, or does it get a little bit like, oh God, I have to split my attention?
No, I think depending on when you're with the right partners, you know, it's definitely a confusing situation, because there's not necessarily rules or real boundaries unless you set them. And, you know, you're not only having to trust one person now, but two people. Right. And then those two people have to also trust one another. And then it just keeps going, the whole trusting thing.
All my thruples were on ecstasy, but we left the next day. I'd love a good thruple, rolling my balls off for a night. And I'd be like, what was her name?
I've never forgotten Tana's name, so I've been pretty lucky on that one. But yeah, it's definitely it's depending on the people you're with. It works, it doesn't work. It's beautiful. It can be dark. It's just like any relationship in that sense. It's a little roller coaster of its own.
And then I know you came out talking about being bisexual, which I think it's a lot of people are, and it's becoming more comfortable, especially in this business. But you've been weren't you let go from an audition once you kind of came out a little bit?
There is quite a few things in the business that I was just kind of like, all of a sudden,
which seems so fucked up in today's day.
I mean, is it surprising?
I guess not.
We might be over here chemically castrating men. Like what's going on in the world today? I'm quite confused. Like, this is it surprising? Like there's there's two lesbians beaten in the street during Pride because they wouldn't kiss. Right. Like, we're out here being disgusting people. Like, we're just living in a world right now where anything is like, whoa, let's just do it. Let's just fucking fuck you guys. We don't care about ourselves or anybody around us, clearly. Like, we're just out here killing people left and right.
But you did find a new guy. You've got Benjamin. Is that true?
Cute little Benji.
Oh, I love that.
He's pretty cute.
He is pretty cute. My girlfriend says, look, he's pretty cute.
He's pretty fucking gorgeous. It's quite weird. It's so attractive. I don't know how to feel. I'm like, oh, God.
That's so funny. I know that's how I feel about my husband. I'm like, when he's on top of me, I'm like, God damn, the six-pack is on top of me.
That's amazing. How long have you guys been married?
5 years now.
Wow, that's awesome.
And I still want to fuck his brains out every single day of my life. Are we on air? I did read about your ex trying to turn into fucking 50 Cent all of a sudden, trying to get money off of you. I'm like, what the fuck? So how do we get your shit out of his place?
It's a long one. I'm like, just leave it.
I know. I'm like, fuck him.
My computer was definitely my passport. I just recently missed this big work opportunity I had to do because of this passport situation, and I needed my script writing computer back. That was a big one, but all the rest of the shit, I mean, there is this Fendi coat that I just love. There's this Fendi coat, but the rest, I'm just like, it's really the script writing. I mean, I'm finishing my series. Like, I need my it's a final draft. What do you want from me?
It's your work.
It's my computer, and my passport, and my wallet. I need it back, please.
So funny. I had an ex burn all of my shit.
Oh my goodness.
All of my shit, including all my baby photos. And I was like, you motherfucker. But
your baby photo? Oh no.
Baby photo.
Your baby photos? Mm-hmm. No, that's what the fuck?
It is a what the fuck, but you know what? There's a special place in hell for him, so it's okay.
I want to know who that was, but you tell me later.
All right, I'll tell you later. No worries. I'm talking to Bella Thorne, her book again. I'm going to plug again, The Life of a Wannabe Mogul, Mental Disarray. It's gotten amazing reviews. What's one thing that nobody's invented that you wish you could create?
Oh, I think I won't tell you what I want to create, but I will tell you that I want to create something as minuscule as something that's so stupid, but that just makes life just a little bit easier. But like $1 billion idea. Billions.
You're bringing
because it's so stupid and small that you're just like, why didn't I think of that? Like, that does make life easier.
So are you going to do it?
That's how you really become the billionaire. Life of a wannabe mogul, people. I need my 7 passive incomes.
No shit, right?
Yeah.
I mean, you do talk about being a mogul, like the term mogul you're drawn to.
That's what the series is about, is literally like the first one's based off poetry, but it's mental disarray. So it's literally like, okay, first here's who I am in my head. Okay. And then the second one is, there's some interesting ideas for the second one, but the third one is a look at how I didn't know how to read. I learned how to read from reading scripts. I didn't know how to count, and I learned how to count from counting my dad's cash. So I'm obsessed with money. Like, I didn't know how to dance, and I had 2 left feet, but I booked a dance show. I didn't know how to sing. I was tone deaf, and now I own a record label and have a fucking album coming out with Sony. I didn't know how to do this, and I did it anyway every fucking time, because you can tell someone, oh, you won't be able to, but you know what? It's just all lies. You can do it. Like, you know, you literally can. The fucking vocal cords is a muscle. Stretch it out. You're not going to be able to do the splits in one time. But if you literally stretch and stretch, you can find it. Like, what do you mean? Like, it's so the third one is literally how to become a mogul. The listing, the organizational shit that I have to do, the goal boards, the putting something out there and then just watching it happen right in front of you, and how to do that. Kind of like a secret, but my own little mentally how I've done it, you know.
You're so my kind of girl, because I feel the same way. I'm like, someone says you can't do it, I'm like, watch me. And I'll fucking do it.
I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it so fast. You're gonna be like,
damn, I'm gonna do it so good.
I have a quote in the book that's like, some of the best things are done rushed, and I love when everybody passes over that page, because they're always just like, what? And I'm like, that's right, bitch. Some of the best things are done rushed. Get to it. You got a lot of shit to do today.
It's so true. For some reason, I'm so much better with a deadline. Like,
and I think that, like, you with art, you see it, you're like, oh my god, it's great. No, wait, hold on. You go to change it, and you go to make it more perfect, but perfection is not key. Art is it is what it is, and so many of the times I'll come back to my first time, and my first time was so much better than what I decided to do after I thought about it again and again, and my little mind went fucking so haywire over here. And so some of the best things are done rushed. Some things I'm like, no, I have to leave it like this. It's my first rendition of it, and it, like, for instance, I never listen to a song mixed or mastered or anything. I only ever listened to the very first version of the song, the demo that I scratched, which is like when I just go through, we just play the song and I sing everything I've written, and it's just like one take, basically. And
well, they say that, you know, they say a lot of script writers have said, you know what, I take the first draft, I stick it under my pillow, and then it goes to networks and everything else passes, and then we always go back to the very first draft.
Yeah, because what the first thing is where the baby is. That's where the heart is, and you can't really grow the baby without making it at the first place, and the first place that you make it is really the most essential part, because it's where all the veins are. It's where, like, the whole thing is.
Stream of consciousness too, I believe. You know, you're really plugged in. Bella Thorne, I wish I was there to hug you, but I have a feeling we're going to see each other again, because I fucking dig you. You guys pick up the book, The Life of a Wannabe Mogul, Mental Disarray. You could tell this bitch is a boss bitch from heaven. Book is out July 23rd. Thank you so much. Congratulations to all your success too.
Oh, thank you. I'm gonna bring you some weed next time I see
you. Please,
yeah,
I'll take it. We're gonna hide together. Thanks, Bella. Come back anytime.
Okay.
We'll be right back, guys.
I gotta pee.
Jenny McCarthy Show. Oh!